Hello, relatives, friends, educators, and community partners. Today we gather in the spirit of visibility, not just to see data, but to see our students, to see children of this land, the Cahuilla, the Lisueno, the Serrano, the Chemehuevi, the Mojave, the Colorado River, the Saboba, the Torres Martinez, the 29 Palms, the Morongo, the Agua Caliente, the Cabazon, the Augustine, and every other indigenous family who calls this valley home. My name is Reverend Dr. Jackie Cope, and I'm an enrolled member of the Washoe Tribe of California and Nevada. I'm also a lifelong resident of Riverside County. This is the first ever State of Indian Education for All in Riverside County, and it begins with a simple truth. Native students are here. They have always been here, and they deserve to be seen, supported, and celebrated in every classroom, every district, and in every data set. When I first began this work, I thought I was chasing data, test scores, percentages, performance colors. But what I found was a story of return. A story of how Indigenous education is not about bringing in something new, but about remembering something ancient. It's about returning balance, humanity, and culture to a system that has forgotten how to see us clearly. For too long, Native students have been invisible in places meant to serve them. Their names are hidden in data thresholds, their identities reduced to dashes on a spreadsheet. Our goal with Riverside County Indian Education for All is to end that invisibility, to make sure no Native student, family, or community is unseen in this county ever again. This year, we created a county-wide system to measure both academic and cultural visibility. We call it the Indigenous Visibility Index, IVI. And we analyzed all 23 districts in Riverside County. From the California dashboard, we looked at the 6 indicators: English language arts, math, chronic absenteeism, graduation, college and career readiness, and suspension. We measured how many of those indicators publicly show American data, because if a student is invisible in data, they're often invisible in funding, policy, and opportunity. We then examined each district's cultural infrastructure. Things like Native American parent committees, Title VI programs, student clubs, liaisons, and partnerships with local tribes. We then combined those 2 lenses, the academic and the cultural. We saw a picture that was both sobering and inspiring. Out of the 23 districts, only 1 district, San Jacinto, reached a B range for Indigenous visibility. This means that their Native students are visible in state data and supported through public-facing programs on the district website. 22 districts, the remaining districts, are in the F range, showing little to no public evidence of Indigenous education systems. The average Indigenous Visibility Index across the entire county is 33%. That number isn't just data, it's a story. It's a story of how far we've come and how far we still have to go. These report cards aren't meant to shame districts, they're meant to guide them. We can't fix what we can't see. Visibility is the first act of equity. Every time a district adds a Title VI page, names a liaison, forms a Native parent committee, or honors tribal land, that is visibility. Every time a teacher includes Indigenous voices in a lesson plan, that is visibility. Every time a student sees their heritage reflected in the classroom, that is healing. So what do we do with this information? We use it to build. We use it to connect. We use it to transform. This year, under the Indian Education for All framework, we will host tribal consultations across the county, create professional learning grounded in the 7 essential understandings and the 6 Ps of Indigenous education, develop Indigenous-centered curriculum resources for teachers, support the creation of regional networks of parent Native committees and liaisons, and publish annual updates to the Indigenous Visibility Index so we can measure progress, not just data, but in dignity. I want to thank every district that opened its doors to this process, especially those who asked the hard questions and were willing to look honestly at their data. To the tribal leaders, educators, and families in this room, your presence gives this work its heart. To the students, you are the reason this project exists. You are brilliant, creative, and sacred. You are not behind, you are ahead of time. And to the ancestors, may this work honor your resilience. May it return something that was once taken, the right for Native children to learn without losing who they are. Imagine a future where every school district in Riverside County has a Title VI liaison proudly representing Native students, a cultural calendar that honors tribal holidays and contributions, teachers trained in Indigenous pedagogy, and a student who never has to wonder if their identity matters here. That's what Indian Education for All means. It's not just a program, it's a promise. A promise that the next generation of Native students will not have to fight for visibility, because the system will already know how to see them. We are building something that has never been done before, a county-wide movement where education becomes ceremony, where data becomes story, and where story becomes healing. Thank you for being a part of this vision. May we walk this road together, with courage, with culture, and with love. Thank you, relatives. We are making the invisible visible again. If you're a district leader, an Indian Parent Committee member, a Title VI coordinator, or a community partner, and you're ready to move this work forward, I invite you to connect with me directly. This work begins with conversation. I'm actively seeking opportunities to meet with school districts ready to strengthen Indian education for all, Indian parent committees looking for structure, support, or expansion, Title VI programs seeking visibility, compliance, and impact, tribal councils and tribal education leaders across Riverside County. My intention is to come to you, to sit with tribal leaders, to present this information directly to councils, committees, and communities. This is not about one program or one district. This is about a collective responsibility. We are in this together. If you'd like to host a presentation, schedule a consultation, or begin a planning conversation for your district, school, or tribe, please reach out. You can contact me through RavenRabbit LLC to schedule a meeting, request a presentation, or explore how Indian Education for All can be implemented in your community. This work moves at the speed of trust, and it moves forward when we choose to walk together. Thank you.